All right. Good morning, everyone. Brad Roltgen here with the Fresno Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency Investors Group. Today, we are revisiting yield farming to earn crypto on the crypto that we're holding. We've done that. I first looked at that 2 or 3 years ago, um, and it was good then, and it's even better now. So Lino's going to share with us what he's learned the last couple weeks and how we can, yeah, take advantage of that and, earn some money on that crypto we got sitting around. So Lino, go ahead and you should be able to share the screen
Okay.
and just jump in and we'll get started. If you guys have any questions, feel free to jump in. If you can't do so audibly, you can type something in chat and we'll try to get those questions answered. We do have the usual.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we got that. The Google Doc open. I'm going to put that in chat and we're going to add links and that kind of stuff there as we go. And then that'll be a reference you guys can check back on down the road for what we talked about today.
I'll do this. I think I'm up, right?
Yep, we got the portfolio.
Okay, perfect. So this one I started on, I believe the 13th of last month.
Yeah, maybe give us just like a 30,
Okay.
60-second rundown of, kind of what this is and, how it works and that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
when I'm sharing with the Zoom, for whatever reason, this is really, really slow on my side. I can't even move the mouse. Hold on. So what I learned is this only works if you're okay um, converting your favorite crypto into another crypto or to, in my case, I do it a lot with USDC. And I'll explain that. So, and I put one out of range on purpose so you can look at the different ranges. So what it is, oh, this thing is messing up. What I learned was you sit yield farming. I'm still learning, right? This is brand new to me too. What I learned is if you're okay converting your crypto into all of your favorite crypto, like in my case, I'm using a lot of Solana, all the way to Solana or all the way to USD, USDC, then this is okay for you. If you're not okay with that, then don't do it because it will convert you all the way over if you go out of range. And so this particular portfolio right now had it making me 500 a day. The problem was it was taking me out of range. What I mean by that is let's take this one for instance. If you look at this particular poll right here, the range for Solana is I set between 159 and 176. Right now it's at 164. So it's right in a pretty good range. Okay. If you look at this one down here, if you could see, this one's set at 2.35 to 2.6. It's out of range. So this will put you 100% into that. This is the crypto it's in. So if you see it, it says zero USDC and all of it is in Orca, which is $231. So it made me buy all Orca because it went down in value. The cool part is you don't have to do anything. You get to sit and do nothing. And if this goes back into range, they'll start yield farming for you again, which at first I didn't understand that. So I was taking myself up. Like if this was out of range, I would cash it out and rebuy. The problem is I'm buying it at a different price point than I originally bought it for. So if it went down and I was in it $1 and it went down to 80 cents, then that was okay because I like the project, right? So I got more of it. But if it went up and it went to $1.20 and I rebought, now I'm in it $1.20 instead of being at 80 cents. So it took me a few times, a few days to realize that I'm in these positions higher every time I was chasing the yield. So it wasn't good
Mm.
because then you're eating up your balance will shrink. Your main balance, which would be here, the
The
total
number of
balance.
the number of coins that you actually have of that project.
Yeah, it's going to shrink, which in turn is going to lose your value. So you're making yield, but you're losing on your pull overall. It's not good. So what I did is I widen all the ranges And now instead of collecting 500 a day, I'm about 200 a day. I reset this at 10 a.m. yesterday for this meeting. So I harvest it all. So it's pretty much exactly 191 in 24 hours that I made yield. And what I do with that, what I do with this yield is when I extract it, I'll transfer it to a different wallet, a totally different wallet, so I could keep track of actually how much I'm yielding in total,
Your profit. Yeah.
my profit. So I'm gonna open that wallet up right now, and
When
I'm gonna
you
show
when
you.
you collect the yield, does it convert it all to this one coin, or is it coming in all those different coin
If
types?
you look here, you can see the difference. That's $88 in Solana, 78 in USD, 11 in.
Yeah,
So it breaks it down to what you're yielding, what you're yield farming. So right now, it took me like day 3 or 4 to start the wallet because I'm like, how am I going to keep track? So I collected since the 13th, technically the 16th, $3,238 is my profit from yield farming.
nice.
So that's pretty good. And I think it's great. So if you look at the yield, it pretty much goes 50-50. So if you look at this, it's almost 50-50 when you actually get the yield. So it's in this case, it's $40 Solana, 39 USD. And all of it will be almost 50-50 split when you're getting paid out. If you look at each of them. Does that make sense?
When you're putting money into each one, do you have to create the LP token with the 50/50 of each, or does it automatically do it if you put in
No,
one?
yeah, that's a good question. I'm going to, so let's see, I should have, let me move this over. Do I have any? Yeah, I have a little bit in my wallet. I could pair one up right now and show you what it would look like. You could choose that. So if you think, so David, if you think Solana's going to go up, right? So you
Hmm.
could make your spread on the upside so you could capture, because it's going to cash you out as it goes up. And you could go all the way to whatever you want, and it'll cash you out, and that your actual pull, this money will actually balance will go up. It's no difference in all of us holding crypto in our wallets, and it goes, we all see it, right? Every day it goes up and down, every hour. But we don't do anything. We don't cash it in, we don't cash it out. It's the same thing. This is going to change with the market. This part, the total balance. It's going to change. So the only difference is, so basically what this is doing is we're collecting the fees for the people that are actually trading, in this case, Solana and USDC. So every time someone goes and buys Solana or sells Solana in or out into USDC, the pool, liquidity pool, we get the fees. So we're collecting the fees. They're trading, they have to pay a fee. We're collecting it. And that's how I get this money, by collecting the fee.
Right. So it's kind of like the guy in the booth at the airport trading dollars for pesos. As people
That's
come
it.
and trade one way versus the other way, and you've got some money in that pool,
Yeah,
and he gives you a little cut of his fee that he makes on each transaction.
that's right. So if we look at, and I'm going to try to click on this because sometimes this computer is slow. You're going to actually see the range and how it looks. So in this one, if you look here, this tells you this one here. And by the way, I went down to 2 pools, just 2 of these, and that was a mistake because once it put me out of range, I couldn't collect fees for 3.5 days because it was out of range. And I put 2 large pools, like both like 25,000 each. So I just sat there in 3.5 days. I didn't collect no money. And I waited, didn't do anything, and it went back into range. And then
Hmm.
after it did that, I went ahead and separated all these pools, different pools, so I could always be collecting. So if you look here, this would be this 21,000 will give me 75 a day on this particular one. It's going to fluctuate. So here's the line that it's at now. This line, it's at 164. The range is from here on the low side to here on the high side. So if Solana would raise all the way up to 175, 176, I will still be in the range. The only difference will be if you look, let me scroll down slowly. The difference would be is how much Solana versus USDC you'll actually have. That's it.
So if the price went up to the top of your range, you're
Yep.
going to end up with
USDC.
USDC.
Sell me out.
Yeah. And then you don't, because you have to have some of each to be able to trade.
That's right. So if you go to this one, I'm gonna go to the one that's purposely out of range. This one's out of range. And this is, it's slow, this site, and on Zoom it makes it extra slow. So let's get in here real quick. I'm gonna show you out of range. And I
It
could do,
helps if you turn off your camera. It sometimes can help with your bandwidth.
yeah, I
Oh,
can't,
that's a
it's
good
so
point.
weird, Dave. Let me try that and see if it works. This site has always been slow though, for whatever reason. Okay, so look at how it's out of range. This is my set. This is the price. Here's the range that I set. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's totally out of range. So I'm going to get nothing. I'll get no yield. I
And
could cash this out and go back in, but that means that I will be, in this case, I'll be at a lower position with my Orca than I originally bought it because it went down or went up. Which way did it go? It went
it went down
down. Yeah, it went down. So I should have 100%
in Orca.
for Orca. I should, which if I scroll over here, I mouse over, give it a second, it'll pop up. There it is, 100% in Orca. Make sense?
Yeah. So it doesn't really give it a stop loss because if it goes down, you're 100% in that coin. If it drops another 25%,
You're
you're
still in the coin.
you're still in the coin. Yeah.
I got more of it though, right? Because I went down and it cashed me out because it started at 50% of each. So started like, say, started with like
Oh,
100.
right. Because you were buying it if you started in the middle at with like 2.5 and then you were buying at 2.4,
Yep,
2.35.
yep, as it
Okay.
goes. So
Okay.
I'm actually have more Orca than I started with, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with
Right.
that.
Right.
And I could cash this out and then I'll have to convert and redeploy. The good thing about networks like Solana, it's super cheap. If this was Ethereum, which I have Ethereum yield farms, horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
You're paying all in fees. So in this one, what would you do if it just stays like this for another 2 or 3 days? Would you just let it ride or would you cash it out to reset it and start it under a new range?
In this case, because I'm okay with having that Orca, right? And I have more of it, I could cash it out. I could do nothing and it could go back into range. But I could cash it out and then buy it back. I mean, redeploy it at a new range. So this is the harvest right here. It's sitting there, $2.28. It won't go up because out of range. So let me see if I can harvest real quick. So you can see what that looks like. Sorry
What's
about
the downside to kind of having a really wide range?
I'm gonna show you less fees. That's all. You could do infinity range. You could do it where it never goes out of range.
But then it just won't execute as many transactions, or you won't get as much of the yield.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you right now.
Yeah, I think you end up being a smaller participant because you've spread your capital over a wider range. And which wallet are you using, Lino, to connect with this to Orca?
Sorry, the dogs are barking. I'm using Phantom.
Okay. And I mean, everybody likes MetaMask. Is MetaMask not as good with this, or like the site doesn't like it?
Yeah, this one won't use MetaMask, but I have MetaMask, and I'll
Mm,
show you the
okay.
other ones that I have
Yeah,
MetaMask.
these are all Solana-based coins,
Yes,
so you need a Solana
Solana.
wallet to connect.
Yes, yes. So I harvested. Let's see if it harvested. I can't tell because this thing is so slow. Let me try it again. For whatever reason, Orca is just notoriously slow compared to all the other sites that I deal with. But to me, it's easier to use. So that's what I'm sure. This one's more simplistic. It should confirm. Oh, confirm. Okay, so it did harvest it. See how it's zero now? The pending. So I took the $2.19 out. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. So if I wanted to exit this position, which I'll do. So I could close the position. Close the position. So it's going to give me $231 of the Orca token. Close position. And here's where I'm telling you to not chase yield, because what you have to do is you got to convert that back over to whatever you want to pair it with. So let's close it. It'll take a second. Then I'm going to show you what it looks like when you do a new one.
And is there a reason why you're pairing everything with USDC and not with another token?
Because that way my brain could understand what's going on. So, because a dollar's a dollar, right? So I could calculate that easily. So if you see, that's just for me because I'm not that good right there. But if you look, let me scroll over slowly. You see how this Orca's paired with Solana?
Uh-huh.
You see it, the $1,700? Oh, are you seeing it? I don't know on my
Yeah,
screen.
it's the very last row, Orca
Yeah,
and
the very
Solana.
last row.
Yeah.
So that one is paired with two tokens that I like. So it doesn't matter what happens. I could go out of range. I want to be in both of them. So it's not relevant to me. Does that make sense? But you got to
Yeah.
get the right correlating pairs that are going to match well. And in this case, I'm okay with going all the way to Orca or all the way to Solana if they went out of range.
Okay. Where when you're doing it with USDC,
Then you're stuck. That's your peg to the dollar. So you're either going to go all the way out or all the way in.
yeah, and if the Solana makes a run and you're sitting in USDC, then you're like you miss out on that run.
Just like it made a run and went to 182. It took me all the way out of range, right?
Yeah.
But the question you ask yourself, would I sold Solana at 182? The answer is no. I wouldn't. I wouldn't sell it, right? I would keep it in my wallet because I want it to go to 500 and 800. So you could only, like I said, if you're okay getting completely out of your favorite token, then you could do this. If you're not, then don't do this. But if you have two, like these two, and you don't care which one goes higher or lower if you get out of range, then I think it's okay.
Hey, Lino, what is the criteria for good pairing?
Okay, there's a software that does it for us. We don't have to guess. So here in DeFi Llama, they do it for you. So you're gonna go to, and I might miss it. Let's see. They're gonna go to right here, and I'll get back to do an actual new farm. Here are they do the criteria for you, so you can pick anything you guys want to pair. Green and higher, the closer to one is a perfect pair.
And perfect meaning that they correlate, like when one goes
Yeah.
up, the other goes up.
Yes, and you got the 7 day, the 1 month, the 1 year. So you'll be in both of them all the time, right? If you set your
So you
settings
should
right.
probably look at those 7 day, right? Like in
Yeah, 7 day is even better. The last week has been better for all cryptos.
so you
Even
could add like Sol and all whatever coins you want
yep.
to check.
So say we're gonna go Solana, and what other one do we like? Let's get rid of these so we can do
USDC, probably right.
So well, it's gonna be pegged, right? So USDC is just gonna be a peg. So
It's
you see
never
that?
going to change.
Yeah, we
So
want a
Yeah, very
non-stable coin.
close. Very close. Yeah. If you don't, yeah, if you want, so you would pick a second one that you really
like
like Wormhole
Jupiter or
or
Whiff
Jupiter.
or something.
Let's do Wormhole, which is on the network. So if you look, the 1 year horrible. Don't want to pair those. Horrible. And look at the last 7 days, almost perfect.
Wow.
So it's very, very volatile, right? The last month, horrible. The last 7 days, Wormhole Solana's been running
Can you put
together
on
very well.
Orcas and Whiff and some of the other ones that you
Yeah,
are farming
Orca.
currently?
Yep, Orca. Right here. So you could do Orca. So all green, Let's get rid of wormhole because they did the pairing. Look how good. This is why I paired it because they match pretty well. Orca and Solana. Year chart, no good. 1 month, 7 days, good. So that's why I paired it recently. So this will help you. This tool, DeFi Llama, will help you pair. This DeFi Llama tells you and I'm learning this site, every pull everywhere, no matter what chain it is. Then you could just go to that chain and invest. But this is way more technical for me. I got to still learn how to use this whole site. I'm just learning bits and pieces of it. So if you look, so I want to pair up something right now, a new liquidity pool. So I need to make sure I have enough of both. Can you see my password? No.
No.
I'm gonna make sure I pair up. I could do Orca and USDC, but I don't have enough, right? Because I just cashed out. Did I cash out Orca? Yeah, I did. I just cashed out. So just for this demonstration, I'm just gonna swap it. I'm gonna swap it to USDC. And I'm gonna go 50%. And I'm gonna swap it. And the cost, look at the fee, how slow that fee is. That's why I like using
Yeah.
these networks. If it was Ethereum, it'd be like $23, which is insane. And I can't make money in the Ethereum one yet.
Well, yeah, yeah. If we're trading $1 million at a time, 23 bucks is no big deal, but
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
not
It's
heavy hitters like that.
so out of range for me to even try.
Yeah.
And by the way, you could add to this same position. So you could
Oh,
go to this one. Say if you like this one, you can just add liquidity right to it. If you like this one,
oh,
you can just
that's nice. Okay, so you don't
yeah.
have to do like a second one with the
No,
same range.
so you could deposit liquidity.
Okay. Oh, and withdraw as well. So if
You can
you had
withdraw
1,000 in
some.
there and wanted to go
That's
down to
right.
500.
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
This one's super simple for me to use.
You
The other ones
just
I'm looking at are super hard for
you just
me.
can't change the range on it.
You can't change the range. There's other ones that you can, other sites. You could actually change the range, but it's kind of, it puts you in and out of the position without changing what I'm about to do. So it's kind of the same. It's like it's trickery and it's an Ethereum one, and I don't like it. But let me add one. Let's go to the polls. We're gonna go to a poll, like all the polls. If it goes. This is all the polls that are out there on this site. And we're gonna go, what was it, Orca had?
Yeah, Orca and
Okay, so
USDC.
here's all the Orcas paired with everything that's out there. And what I do, USDC. So I'll go into this poll right here. This one. So I'll choose this one.
Shouldn't you like kind of focus on the yield and the volume?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can look at all that, Dave. That's true. There's the yield, the volume, everything. In
Like,
this
you could have a
case,
good yield, but if there's no volume, you're not gonna have any
yeah,
transactions.
you're not going to get any fees. So if you look here,
At
and
that
by the
first
way,
one, yeah, that one rocks.
yeah, by the way, I did one where there was nobody in it but me, and I still collected fees, by the way.
Well, yeah,
Just to
because you were
try it.
100%, you're getting all the fees.
Yes, just to try it. I
As long
took
as somebody was actually using it is the
they
question.
were. And I was surprised. I got like 17 cents, and I was kind of like, I was surprised actually. I'm like, how did I get it? I'm in it by myself. So yeah, that's
Well, the
true.
other person was probably happy because there was actually funds, liquidity there to trade.
Trade, yes. So
Because without you, there wouldn't have been any.
that could be tricky, but yeah, I just did it just to do it. What I do, USDC. So I'm gonna do this one for now, but I'm gonna show you the range because you could change your own destiny, right? So I'm gonna show you how you could see it says full range.
Mm,
That's infinity. It will never go out of range. Ever. It'll stay in range. So we're gonna put in the max, which is if you see $276, that's 50% USDC and 50% Orca. Full range. Here's what the yield will be 24 hours, 22 cents. Full range. You'll never go out of range. 22 cents you'll collect. See that at the bottom? You see
yeah,
that?
not
Okay.
too exciting.
Now let's go to custom. It puts you, I think, at 5 or 3%. 5%. So now it's 5% if it dips or 5% if it gains. And let me go rebalance this real quick. Because it's going to throw me off a little bit. Hold on. Come on now. Look at the difference in the range. $8.34 now. And that's only at $283. If you see though, the fee is $3.50. So you could get your fee back within 24 hours if I did this pull right here.
Oh, that's the fee to get it to
On
start
this,
to
on
get into the
this one to
pool.
start it. Yeah, to
Okay.
start it.
Okay.
Yeah, to start it. So if you think one of these orca is going to go down or up, you could adjust this, but it's going to adjust how much you need for each side of it. So if I think orca is going to go up, I'm going to raise this. It's going to go up, and I could change this. So now I think it's going to have upside. While it goes up, I want to cash in more, right? Because it's going to pay me as it goes up in orca. But you see the percentage will change. Watch, let me go to the percentage right here. 81% Orca, 18% USD. It's not 50-50 no more because you think it's going to go up.
Mm.
And that's something you have to play with and understand. So if you do 10%, which is pretty safe, you're going to collect
Wait, 10% of what's 10%?
10% of the range. So it's
The
going to go
movement.
down 10% or up
Oh,
10%.
okay, got it.
It's a pretty decent range.
So
And
where
there's
did it show the fee to kind of create the token or put
right
it
here,
in?
scroll down right here. Right at the bottom, it's going to show you your fee. Fees will be right there. And let me change this so it actually, like, I could actually do one. Okay, so now I could do one. Here's your slippage down here, and I put mine at 2.5%. So as we're locked in, and we go ahead and do the deposit, it'll allow 2.5% either way to make the transaction because of course it's always moving. So you could do it at 1%, but you have to do it like 3 or 4 times just to get it. Sometimes. So right now this will give me. So this one at 24 hours is barely break even if you look, because I did 10%. So your fee's $3.53, and your 24-hour fee, your 24-hour profit would be $4.35. So it's not really that good at
Yeah, but
10%.
you're going to leave it in for a month or a week, weeks at a
Yeah,
time, right?
a week. Yeah, you're leaving it. So if we did this exact one at 10%, it's basically what we're saying is, where's the range? Right here. So the minimum price would be $2.08. If it goes underneath that price, it's going to cash you completely out. If it goes above that price of $2.54, it's going to cash you out the other way. So this will cash you out in USDC. This will cash you out in Orca. And you can play with these numbers. You can move them by just clicking here and play with the numbers. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and see if I could do a new one. It'll pop up now. Oh,
Then the narrower the range, the higher
the
percentage
higher
of
the
transactions
yield.
you're going to participate in. Is that kind of how it is?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on. Let me escape here. Something happened here. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Let me see.
Yeah, your screen went blank. Now we just see the top row.
Okay. So yeah, Dave. So it's actually doing a shouldn't do.
Oh,
Let me
it's starting it.
Yeah, I canceled it. So yes, Dave. So right now at
Okay.
10%.
I didn't mean to raise my hand. Sorry.
No,
And I
no,
was
at
wondering
10%.
about that.
I was
Yeah,
like, what did I hit?
10%. So if we go down, this computer, sorry, this thing is slow. Trying to scroll down. Come on. Okay. So back to this. Can you see the 10%?
Yeah.
Okay. So back to this. So if it goes up 10% or down 10%, it's going to give me the $4 a day. I could change it to 5%. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Hold on. I might be stuck over here. Yeah, I'm stuck. I'll get in here again. I have to set my wallet different because every 15, I think 10 minutes or 5 minutes it locks me out. Let's see. Let me get out of this completely. I can hear my computer buzzing right now.
It's
And
working hard for you.
Yeah, it is.
So your next investment is a new computer. Is that right, Lino?
Yeah, this is a 2013 computer.
Yeah, stop giving the good one to your
That's
son. That was the
that's
I know.
problem.
uh that's
He has
like
the
the
nice one.
cliche of the crypto guys. They'll like have terrible like house, car, whatever, but they have like a ton of crypto. They refuse to sell it to buy stuff.
The
They
computer.
want to hold. They want to hodl. They refuse to sell.
Yeah, I guess sweat when I go buy a computer for a couple $1,000. I'm sweating. I'm like, no. Okay, so we didn't buy it yet. Let's go back to let's go back to the polls and and actually do a transaction so we can look at it. So it was USDC, right? Yeah, it was this one. Okay, now we're cooking. Let me get my screen set up. So back to the beginning. Full range will never take you out. You'll always be in, but it's 22 cents, 22 cents yield a day. So it's gonna take you what, 40 days to get the $3 back? Something like that.
That's no good.
Oh, good. So we're gonna customize it. Here's a custom button. At 5%, so if it goes up 5% or down 5%, it is $8.16. So if we actually did that one right now, we're gonna do that one right now. It's gonna add a new one. Confirm. And it should give me a new one here in a second. Then I'm gonna go to my portfolio, which is gonna show a new, should pop up one, it's gonna pop up Orca versus USDC. And that's a new position where we're going. There it is. See it? Orca USDC
Yep.
just popped up. That's the one right there.
On that setup screen, there was a button that said auto swap. Does that automatically like swap from coin to coin based on the percentage you want to put in? Like it does the swapping for you before it starts the pool?
Yeah. On when I before I okayed the transaction.
Yeah, it was actually in the setup screen. Like where you were selecting how much to put in the 5 or 10%.
Oh, okay, I'll go look back. Are you talking about, let's go back here. Oops.
You might have to go start a new one.
Here?
Scroll down. Yeah, no, I think you have to go to start a new one. This go to pools and then like you're starting a new one.
Yeah, I want to see what you saw because I don't remember seeing that. Move my screen. Let's go to pools. Like start a new one. Let's just start this
Right,
one.
right. It's any old one. Yeah, see right there, deposit amount, it says auto swap.
Oh, auto swap right here.
Yeah. I'm guessing like if you don't have enough soul to do that one and you
So
have that
auto swap it into
to soul.
let's click this and then go max. And this should auto swap without going into my wallet. If that's the case, then you just taught me something. Let's try it. Let's go custom 3%. $16. Oh, we're only gonna make $12 though, 12 cents. That's not a good one.
Not a good yield there.
It's not a good yield. But I see what you're saying. I think you're right though. I didn't see that button. Deposit amount, auto swap. So I don't have to go to my wallet and swap it here.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Ah, see? Save time. That's super cool.
Good deal.
That's good. Let me go ahead and because I like to do every 24 hours so I know where I'm at. Let me go ahead and yield this all out right now. It might air out on one, but it might go. I'm gonna take all the yield out so I can move that to my other wallet. So let me get out of there and confirm and take all that out. And it's gonna take
So it's auto depositing it all to your Phantom wallet.
It's gonna go to my Phantom, and then I'm gonna swap it to my other totally different Phantom wallet on my phone so I can see the exact profit that I have. So I can keep track of it. So if it's 191 plus I took out, I can't remember what I took out earlier, like a couple bucks, it was $2 and something I took out. So I'm at 32 right now. So plus the 191. So I'll be for the month so far. And let's get It's closing the positions. And I want you to see this because it's going to see how it took it all out? It's all gone. But if you look at right away, I got 2 cents yield already, just instantly. 1 cent instantly. This will go up before our eyes. This it'll start yielding for us. So right now we're at 5 cents instantly. And I took out $191 right now, which I'm going to transfer to my other wallet so I could keep track. So that'll be 32. Let me see. 32, 33, almost $3,400 in profit since the 13th.
That's all right.
I'll take that. So this is where we're at. See, it's yielding. Now it's at 14 cents, and it's going to continue going up and bounce around. 28 cents already.
So Lino, your total balance, that's the actual worth of the coin that you have in there, all these different things.
That's the total that I deployed. So if you look at each of them, you can do the math at this moment in time.
Right.
How much wormhole versus the Solana I have. That's how much Solana versus USD. So yeah, if I cashed everything out, I would have this amount in the various of positions.
Right.
I can take it all out right now.
So what I'm saying here is that what I'm thinking is you have the yield part, and then you have your total balance part, which is basically your
your
like
wallet
property, right? Yeah. Property and rent, for just to use an analogy.
Yep.
And so the value of the property can go up and down.
It will.
So that is something you still need to be aware of. And that can be affected as things go up or down.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just like at the beginning, I said, all of our wallets go up and down every minute, all of ours.
Gotcha.
But we're just not doing nothing with it. It's just sitting there.
Gotcha.
So I decided I got to learn how to do something with this.
That makes sense.
And am I okay getting all the way out of Solana or buying more Solana if it dipped hard? And the answer is yes. So I'm okay with that. So I'm building the bag, my other bag, with pretty much 50% SOL and 50% USDC, the profit bag. So the goal is to, because I went extreme. I took all my Solana and played with it. You should take like half, keep the other one in your moon bag. So if it does go to 1,000, you don't miss out. Like Brad was saying, you don't miss out on all of it. It's only will work if you're okay to exit these tokens. But you could pair them. Like I paired it down here. I like Orca and Solana, so I'm okay which way it goes.
So if you have, just make sure I understand this correctly. So if you have in your pair range, say 175 to 195.
Yep.
And Solana is trading at 173, and it goes to 175.
Yep.
You benefit up to 195. The value of your coin is 195, but if it goes to 215, for example,
I don't benefit. Yeah.
You don't benefit from there. So this sounds a lot like stock options in a way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Is that, if you sell a call or you buy a call or something, you have limits on what you can do in terms of the underlying stock. So, okay, thanks.
Yeah, but the thing is, at 195, the question you have to ask yourself, it was in your regular wallet, would you have sold it? And earlier I said, no, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't sell it, so it doesn't really matter.
I understand. Sense? I'm just thinking, my only thought process is it's just like what you said. If it runs away from you, if all of a sudden we have a couple of pod candles, next thing you know, it's 295 instead of 195.
Yes,
you've missed out on that extra 100. So there's a bit of risk to it on that end of it.
Absolutely.
Okay, but there's also benefit of a $50,000 portfolio bringing you in 200 or 300 a day, in addition to whatever the price of the underlying asset is.
Absolutely. And I had set my ranges so low where I was getting 500, around 500 or a little bit more a day. The problem is it was taking me out of range. Like every other day I was going out of range and I was redeploying the money. And I realized my balances were shrinking because it's costing me more. So I don't go in and out of range like that anymore. If it's out of range, like I did, I let it sit for 3.5 days. I collected nothing but it cost me nothing. And it went back into range by itself. I started collecting fees again. Then, like I said, I broke it out to all these different pools because I had two large pools and they both went out of range and I couldn't do anything and I don't want to touch it. So I learned just to break it up to multiple ones. I think it's better for me the way I do it.
Yeah, that's a real good idea. Now, I think you said the coins that you harvest, you're putting those into your moon wallet and just
Yeah.
sitting on those?
Yeah, so right now I'm taking the ones I'm harvesting and I'm putting it into my moon bag. So it's my pot. So I'm just gonna leave there. I'm not gonna mess with that. It's gonna stay. So
Okay.
I'm adding to that.
Because theoretically, you could leave those in and redeploy that and kind of
Yes.
compound your,
Yes, you can. And I thought about that. So I could have an additional 3,200 in this portfolio, making me yield.
right. So then your yield would be more each day.
Yes, it'll compound. And another one is I could take the 3,200 and I could go to like Aave and loan it out there. So I got yield I'm making, and the yield I made, I make yield on top of yield. So you could also do that, but I'm not there yet. I'm going to learn how to do that one. So I can lend it out on Aave and collect a smaller fee, but you're collecting from my yield. I'm collecting more yield.
Profit on your profit. Yeah.
That's right. And I'm going to get to that the next level. So I'm going to do yield on top of yield. And that'll be a safer position because you're actually just lending it. Now, I'm going to glance over to this other one that I hate. I'm going to go anyways. This is the Ethereum one. And if you look, I did so horribly. Look at these positions I lost. $67, $280, $23. All these got closed out because they all went out of pretty much range. And to exit and enter these, it's so expensive. So here's where I'm at now. The last three that I have that are not, if you see, they're not out of range. They're in range.
Mm-hmm.
There's my P&L, right? But to exit one of these positions would cost me about 20 something dollars. So this is a lose-lose for me on this one. I learned I hate Ethereum. I don't want to harvest Ethereum. I don't want to yield Ethereum at all. So I hate it. So I'm going to have to learn how to wrap my ETH and harvest it somewhere else. So I went to, everybody knows Uniswap, right? I wrap my ETH into Avalanche. The fees are extremely low. And so I just did this new liquidity pool, $2,000. I collected 37. Let's see, it's actually more than that. Missing stop. So I could go in and out of this because it's an Avalanche. I could go in and out at a way lower fee, but it's my Ethereum that I wrapped. And this one, I used my MetaMask to do it. So if you see here, I wrapped my Ethereum with my MetaMask. So this is what I have in this particular wallet, like $4,500 that I'm going to deploy later and add to this liquidity pool to get me more yield. So I'm practicing on Uniswap, but I refuse to trade Ethereum anymore. I'll wrap it first and put in a different network.
And where do you wrap it?
Right here, you can wrap it right in your wallet. In
MetaMask.
Right
okay.
in here.
Okay.
Yeah, you just swap it for wrapped ETH.
Exactly.
Is that what you do?
Swap it. That's it. Swap. Just swap it for wrap. So you want to grab it, swap it, select the token you're swapping in, Avalanche, and swap.
But now, so swap it back.
You can swap it back.
All right, show us that because that's going at two different networks.
Yeah.
Do you swap the ETH for Avalanche first and then swap it for the wrap, or can you swap it directly for the wrap?
I think I bridged it first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
that's what I was getting
I bridged it first. That's why earlier I'm going to try to master this one because I hate Ethereum. I'm going to master it, so I'm going to bridge it first, and I'm learning how to do that. So I'm still learning how to bridge it to Avalanche and then wrap it to, doing all that fun stuff. So I bridged it once, and then from there I saw it and I just started wrapping it without bridging anymore because once it's in there, it's in there. So I just you need to put enough Ethereum in there. So that's how much I hate Ethereum. So
it might be cheaper to send the Ethereum to like a centralized exchange, like trade it for the Avalanche, and then send it to MetaMask and then swap it.
Yeah, like go to my Coinbase and then swap it there.
Yeah, or like Kraken, or Coinbase kind of has high fees, but
Is it high fees?
yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
if
I mean, we're talking about. God, I hate Ethereum so much. I don't want to mess with Ethereum anymore.
yeah, but you still have that Coinbase one you're paying 29 bucks a month for that, so there's no fees.
Yeah, the coin one I do. You're right.
So
So it might
you
be
could trade
lower.
it there, like
I
Yeah.
wonder, I
Dave said.
wonder, I wonder if I could trade it here and what it would look like in my Coinbase account. Let's see, what would it be? ETH right here? I hate it. So I would have to swap it, right? I don't know. I never actually did
Once
it.
you had it there, you'd swap it for Avalanche.
Yeah. Oh, right
And then
here. I don't remember ever swapping here. How would you do it?
don't they have usually they have these options.
Convert to Avalanche.
Yeah.
Huh? I want to learn something. I've never done it here. So let's
Yes.
go for 1 ETH. See what that looks like.
Yeah. See what the
Wonder what
fees
it'll cost. Let's see. I'm not gonna do it. Let's see what it costs though.
$28.
$24. You're right. Oof,
24.
that's
Yeah.
expensive.
Well, now don't they have the Coinbase one or whatever? Is that where down on the
That's why I
left?
like Kraken there. If you go to Kraken Pro, it's like
Right. It's
it
nothing.
probably cost you like $1 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're talking about this one, right? Coinbase one.
I don't have it, so I don't. But a couple people have told me that they've been doing it, and so then they don't pay any fees
Says
or the
unlimited
trades.
25% back on fees, 10%. I don't know. I don't want to mess with it right now, but you're right. Kraken's probably the way to go. Send it from here to my Kraken and then swap it there, right? Is that what you're saying?
Swap it to Avalanche,
Yep.
and then send
And
Avalanche to your MetaMask.
yep.
Coinbase
And
will
that,
get you on the withdrawal fee too.
yeah, it's a mess.
It'll
I
get you.
pay
That's why they
Stay
make
away
money.
from Coinbase.
I pay so many fees. It's horrible. But anyway, so I wanna find different pools that I could on Avalanche that I could actually pair up and swap.
Oh yeah, so if there's similar functionality that you're doing on Solana on Avalanche,
Yes,
you'd be golden. Yeah.
exactly. So I could take my, whatever, another 50,000. If I could make them both work, then I could collect, 400 or 500 a day again. Then I'm good.
And
But
you're
I got to find,
diversifying. Yeah.
yeah, and I got to find which pairs though. I got to go back to the DeFi Llama and find out which correlating pairs and all that fun stuff. So I'm learning that next. But right now, this one's so much easier for my eyes and my brain to learn. The other stuff is a little bit more complex for me that I don't like, but I'm learning it. So, I mean,
Cool.
that's all I got. I mean, hopefully we learn something, but um, I'm definitely learning as I'm going for
Yeah,
sure.
and I think even with two platforms, if you're doing this on Solana and then you do the other one on Avalanche, that's plenty. It's not like you need 10 of these,
No, and I
to
have this
diversify like crazy.
on Sui, so I have Sui too on this one. And
Okay.
Sui, this is cheaper to this one's cheap too. I have three different ones. I have this one here, which is earning me some yield, and it's paired to USDC. And then I have this one here.
I wish that Orcus platform, if it would kind of do the opposite, where if the price went down, it cashed you out to USDC, and if the price went up, it cashed you out into the coin.
Yep.
That would be perfect because you get benefits both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And this
Too
one
bad
is
it's the opposite of that.
yeah, this one
Yeah.
is USDC and Sui. And look at this one. I was just playing with it. It's USDC and USDT. And it's giving me 8 cents. And your risk is pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
So $483
Risk is inflation.
Yeah, so inflation's gonna get me. But yeah, this one's I'm just playing with different ones, how they work and say these are in range. They're a little bit more for my brain. Here's how this one looks. So I could claim the dollar, a couple bucks here, and it tells you right here, real clear on the bottom. If it gets down to $1.48, it's gonna put you in 100% SUI price at 100%, you'll be liquidated into SUI. If it goes at $2.89, you'll go 100% USDC. So it clearly tells you here, which I kind of like, where
Yeah.
you would be.
And so this is on the SUI chain,
This is SUI on this website called, what is it been called?
turbos.finance.
Turbos, yeah, Turbos. Yeah, this is SUI because I like SUI. So I'm doing some SUI too here. And I'm learning how it works and how the fees are. And I'll keep adding as I get more comfortable with this one because I just started these.
And which wallet do you use for this one?
A SUI wallet right here. The
Okay.
SUI wallet. So SUI wallet, yeah. So I feel like I got the Orca down pretty good. I'm gonna learn the turbos. I'm not gonna do the crystal. I hate it. And I'm gonna do the Uniswap. So I'm gonna stick with those three for now. Is what I'm gonna do.
And Uniswap just for the Avalanche.
You could do, Uniswap has everything. You could do Avalanche, Arbitron, everything. A lot of
Right.
things are on Uniswap,
Because
but
they have other ones, but yeah.
yeah, I'm just using it for I'm just using it, because I have like everybody on here. You guys probably have I have like 30 different wallets all over the place, right? And sometimes I forget where they're at. And that's how I made my most money, by the way. I forgot I had Bitcoin on a wallet when it went up to like 60,000. I'm like, oh, time to start. Yeah, that was a good night.
Good deal.
Anyway,
It's like
yeah,
finding
that's
20 bucks in your pocket from an
yeah,
old pair of pants.
absolutely, absolutely.
Except for a little more on your part.
I like to do is look, it's only been the 13th. I like to, 30 days from now, see how it goes, how it really goes. Because time is what's going to really matter, right? After a year or 6 months or 3 months, we're really going to know, is this worth doing or not? And so far, I'm enjoying it. Now, did I put too tight of a range and did I lose some of my money? Yeah, I did. I'm like, why does it keep going down? And I have to understand. Because I could watch a YouTube video, but my brain's not good enough. I have to actually do it to understand it. And then I go, oh, now I know why he said not to chase yield. My bag's going down. It keeps shrinking. Okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. And then I just went less yield, larger. And now if I could do this, like you said, Dave, and everybody, on different platforms and make it work, then I think I could collect up to 1,000 a day is my goal in fees, which is huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
So that's my goal. So we'll see.
Cool. All right. So you had a few more folks join us since we started. You guys have any questions? Arnold, let's see,
No
Mike.
questions.
Yeah.
It's confusing to me regardless, but I find it interesting, so I'm learning.
Good. That's the
It's
point.
confusing to me too, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm
You're braver than I am.
I think there's a lot of upside there, and it's self-custody, which is nice. You don't have to worry about getting rug pulled. The only thing is you have to babysit it, so if you don't want to check it all the time, it's probably not the best thing for you. If you want to just put it in and set it and forget it, it's probably not a good fit for you.
Yeah, it's not. Unless you go infinity, but you'll need, like Brad said,
Then
you
your
need
yield's
millions
going
of
down.
dollars. Yeah, you'll need millions to make it worth it, to make the infinity be whatever a day. But that's not us. That's not the case. But I mean, I like it. I enjoy it. Let's see. In 30 days, I'll be like, don't yield farm or continue yield farming. We'll see. So only time's going to tell for me.
I have a question. First, thanks, Lino. That was a great presentation. I'm going to have to watch the replay again to make sure it all really sinks in.
I know.
But general question on Ethereum, since the gas fees are so high, it almost seems cost prohibitive for anything. What are people using it for that they're paying those fees?
It's insane. You're right. That's why I did those positions. I lost money in those positions. I ain't doing it again. So Brad could probably answer that more. Why people even use Ethereum at all? It's just crazy. All the developers are on there, or a lot of them. So it's insane. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I think it's just the big companies. I mean, they announced that Ethereum Enterprise Alliance, when they hit 500 companies like Microsoft and Dell and all those kind of companies that were doing using it. And I think they're just like, well, we're using it because it's the big one, and that's what they're doing, and they're doing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars at a time. So the $20 isn't a big deal to them like it is to us when we're doing 100, 500, $1,000, at a time maybe.
And that changes too. And I've noticed that if I'm swapping $10 and I'm swapping 10,000, it does change. It does go up. That gas fee will go up.
But it doesn't go up 10x.
No, it doesn't go up proportionally. You're right. It's a small percentage, but it does go up. The first time I did a liquidity pool was a long time ago. I can't remember what year it was, but it cost me like 7,000 in Ethereum fees to get in one. I'm not joking. 7,000. I'm like, what is this? Click it. Oh, I think I lost $7,000. Yeah, I did that. So, and that was because I was adding liquidity to my own token that I made. So that's what the reason was. I'm like, because I'm adding the first of a token that I personally made because I'm a dummy. And then I wanted to add liquidity to it, which I did just to see if I could do it. Then I went on my MetaMask on my phone to see if I could find my own token and swap it, which it did. I learned, but it was a very expensive learning process. So I could teach you how to do that. It's very expensive. So don't want to do that.
Mike put in a question in the chat there. What's kind of the best way to make money in this game? It's kind of there's different ways to do it, but the simplest way is just to dollar cost average. Just keep buying crypto, like specifically Bitcoin, if you want to be the safest. Buy it when you can. Buy dips if you can, and just hold it long term because it's going to go up and down like crazy. But in the long term, just history has shown it's going to go up pretty significantly.
What are other ways to make money in crypto?
Are you currently holding Bitcoin, Mike?
No, I bought Dogecoin, but I think it's still down.
Yeah, that kind of the whole Elon craze last cycle got a little crazy there. Went from like 1 cent to 70 cents at one point. So
what are other ways to make money in crypto?
There's a lot of different ways, like the one we talked about in this video today. I don't know if you were on for the whole time. That's where you can basically earn transaction fees. It's almost like interest on your crypto. That's one way to do it.
Is there a video of it?
Well, just the video we're doing now. This meeting's recorded, and there'll be a link to the recording on the event page where you join the meeting from. So that'll be up there later tonight on that. The other way, there's some trading bots out there that will actually do trades on centralized exchanges. Those are kind of the ways if you're looking to actually make active money every day.
You can also buy in some websites will let you stake it where they pay you interest on your coin, so you can kind of earn yield plus the coin value can go up. There's a lot of different. There's like a million different things out there. Just kind of like which ones you like the most. But the simplest way is just think of it like buying. Like if you had an IRA or a 401k, and every month you're putting in whatever $100 into that or percentage of your paycheck. If you do the same thing with Bitcoin, you're going to crush the returns of the stock market. Like you're going to double, triple typically on, over the long run.
The key is actually buying it.
Yeah.
Right? We talk about all these different ways, but Lino couldn't do anything what he's doing if he didn't own coin. If you didn't have that, he would be making nothing on crypto because he has to have it to do it. And I hear people all the time go, oh, I'm waiting for it to go lower so I can buy more. That's a fallacy because people have been waiting it gives you opportunities all the time to buy more. You just need to buy now because the same people who were screaming at 20,000 for it to go back down to 15 or 10 are now kicking themselves because it's $45,000 higher than it was. So if you don't buy now, that's the thing that really peeves me is that people buy it now, don't worry about it. It's going to 100 or 200 or 300 in a few years or whatever the time frame is. Buy it now, and you can't make money if you're not in it. So that's a really important thing here. The second way is like with what Lino's doing. Lino, thank you so much for being the first guy to buy the Polaroid snapshot, decades ago when they were like $300 before they went down to $59.99. So, actually those Polaroids, remember the instant Polaroid, those are things used to be $1,000 back when $1,000 was $100,000. And the third way to make money on Bitcoin really is you can make money on the ETFs. Buy the BlackRock ETF, the IBIT, and put it in your 401k and just let it sit there. And that thing will do 100, 300%. When Bitcoin goes up, whatever it's going to go up.
I did not.
So that's
do
my nickel's
Mike,
worth.
do you have like an IRA or a 401k, Mike?
Yep.
Do you have control of what it's invested
no,
in?
I think the other
have,
Mike. Hold on, Mike. Michael, I think he's talking to Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Either one, I guess.
Well, Mike had the question, so go ahead, Mike. Go ahead and answer. I didn't mean to jump in there, but
No, I don't have that. No.
okay. So then maybe start just, I mean, we tell most folks to start with the Coinbase account, connect it to your bank account, transfer over $100, $500, whatever you're comfortable with. It doesn't matter because you can buy fractions of any coin at a time. So, whether it's $10, $100,
$10 worth, yeah.
Just do it. And then if you can do $50 a paycheck, great. And then maybe up that to 75 in a few months and up it to 100 and kind of go from there.
Yeah, just whatever your budget is, whatever your situation is, just do what works for you. But the sooner you start, the sooner you're going to start compounding, because whatever you buy, eventually the price is going to go up. So, this is also true with like stocks or whatever. Just the people that try to actively trade, like 90% of them end up being worse off if they would have just bought and hold, not try to time the market, just buy it every month or whatever you can, and then just let it ride, kind of let the market do its thing. Because trying to be that guy with the 5 screens, trying to be the pro trader, like 90% of people that try that fail and end up worse off if they would have just bought it and hold it. So
yeah, and Dave is into this all the time. Dave, if you want to drop your website in for Mike and others.
Yeah, I have a few different things. I'll put it in the chat here.
Yeah, so drop that in. And then we also have recordings of all of our past meetings. If you go to FresnoBitcoin.com, that should give you everybody's or all of the links to everything the group does. I'll put that in as well. Oh, you beat me to it. Thank you. And so you can go look at our previous topics that we talked about, last month, last year, that kind of thing. And, go from there.
And if, I can actually show you, let me share my screen for a second here. Let's see. Let me go to this one here. So I'm actually, some of you guys, I've talked about this before. I helped to start a private investment club, and we have like a team of traders trading for us. So this one is like, I've been part of a lot of them that ended up being rug pulls and scams, but this one, I guarantee we'll never do that. Like the reason why this was started is because we got burned by a rug pull scam. So we're like, why don't we start our own fund in America by Americans that's safe? I put 100,000 in, and I'm up almost 18,000 since July 1st. So it's getting about 3% a month, and we're hoping to get that up to about 10% a month by the end of the year. So we're bringing in like these really elite traders. Right now, we're onboarding them. So it's if we can hit that yield, like our goal is to really hit like 30% a month, like 1% a day. But our realistic goals, like, hey, let's try to get to 10% a month, and then we can really start to snowball and compound. So the upside downside of this is, if you're only earning 3% a month and the Bitcoin's going up, 20% a month right now, that can be your kind of like cost, opportunity costs right now. So it's just depends on, do you want kind of like I don't have to babysit it, slow and steady. You can withdraw at any time, but it's this one is one that is guaranteed to be safe, and you can always get access to your funds within 24 hours. So it's pretty nice.
And this is crypto, or is it cash, or what is it?
It's crypto in, crypto out. Yeah.
The USDT to deposit?
USDT on the Tron network. Yeah, we're probably going to bring in like USDC just because of all the issues USDT is having with, especially like in Europe, it's being delisted in a lot of places because of their, the way they do their accounting or whatever.
But
their assets aren't good enough, I guess, for, passing the tests.
Is it Tether, you mean?
Yeah, Tether is being delisted in a lot of European exchanges and things, so we got to come up with another alternative.
And how's the money actually being made? Like, how do you make the money
on this one?
Yeah, how's the company making the money?
So we have a team of traders trading for us. So they're trading
got it.
Trading crypto.
They're trading stocks, they're trading futures, trading gold, other commodities. So that we're trying to diversify into a bunch of different, and we have about like 24 different traders right now trading for us.
David, how do you find and qualify your traders?
We have an auditioning process where we give them like we create a sub account on our accounts where we have control over deposits and withdrawals, and all they can do is trade. So we'll give them like a little bit of money to test, and then they have to prove themselves over like a month. And then like, hey, if they're doing good, then we give them more and give them more. Like the better they do, the more budget we give them. And like first we like test them without the assets under management. It's kind of like a independent test. But once they kind of prove themselves over a month, then we can give them some of the assets under management. But we have actually this really cool strategy where we force the traders to put in some of their own money so that they can do the leverage trades. And that way, if they lose money, they're losing their money first. And if they lose all their money, then there'll be a stop loss when they start to hit to our money. So it gives us like protection from losses because they're actually risking their own money first before they would lose our money.
That's a great strategy, kind of like put up or shut up.
Yeah, and also, everyone talks a big game. You can have this great track record, but hey, what do you do when it's actually your money on the line? Before you lose your money before you lose our money. So, and we have stop loss protocols where it would like do a 3% max stop loss once they get to our funds.
What is the name?
They
of that
can't lose more than 3% in a day. So yeah, right now we have about.
What is the website?
It's you can't just like sign up. You have to go to my referral link. So I can actually drop that in the chat. Actually, when we get to
go ahead and do that.
Currently, the minimum is 2,500, but I can get you in for like 1,000 right now because we're gonna drop it down soon. Let's see. Where's the chat? There it is.
And David, what's the incentive for the traders? What kind of a split do you give them?
So depending on, we have different contracts for different traders. Sometimes it's like, 20, 30, 40, 50%. If they're like super elite, you can do a higher percent split with them. So like what we do is, let's say they put in 5,000 and we'll give them another like 15 or 20 to trade with. So they're trading with, 20, 25,000 instead of 5. And if you're making profit off of that, they're keeping 50% of the profit, and we get 50% of the profit. And then we split that up with our investors based on your assets under management, how much you have of that. So we currently have about 800,000 assets under management. Let's see. Let me get this out of the way.
I wasn't aware that Tether was in trouble. I knew that some time ago that there was concern about transparency and how they account for their reserves, but I thought they had cleaned all that up. That's interesting. It's coming back.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's still like it's like mostly in Europe is the issue. So yeah, this is like every day you can see like the total assets under management, how much money is going in and out. This gets split up with all the investors here. You can see like some of it goes to the system. Some of this is like all goes to the investors. There's like 150 different little things like, hey, 17 went to this investor, 33 went to this investor, based on how much money you have in the system. And we have a smartphone app which actually tells you like you get a little notification each day like, hey, you made this much money today. It's pretty cool actually.
And then so you're actually going to issue 1099s at the end of the year?
Yes. To United States citizens. If you're out of the United States, it's like a self-reporting, they'll send it to them, but they, it's up to you to actually like report it if you're outside of the country.
Right.
So that's kind of my passion project. I'm actually the chief operations officer. I'm like third in command of this fund, and it's going really good so far. But yeah, we're really just getting started. We're just ramping it up. Like we want to get these. We have these really great traders that we're auditioning. I can't wait to get them actually live trading. I think they're supposed to start trading within the next couple of weeks here. Since they've kind of passed their first initial tests. So
Cool, cool. Hey, it looks like Lewis joined us somewhere in there. I may have missed it. Hey, Lewis, how are you
Yeah.
doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Hey, I got a basic question. I haven't been around for a while. I mean, I was around and then I stopped thinking about it and looking at the market. But since I left, I used to use Binance US because I remember I did research and the fees were kind of reasonable on Binance US, especially if you bought the Binance coin. But then I didn't really follow it as well. But I think there you can only they don't have a fee on ramp, right? Or you cannot
Correct.
have your bank, right?
They did away with the
Right. So what are
yeah.
people doing now? Like now that the bull market is coming back around with the cycle this coming year, what would be? I was thinking, well, maybe I should use Coinbase, but I was looking at their fees and they're just so huge.
Yeah, try Kraken.
Yeah, are we allowed in the US to use Kraken now?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
always
it's
been.
US based, yeah.
Okay, and
And
you
they've
get and
been
they have
around forever, so
okay,
I use
right.
them quite a bit.
Okay, and you can do your bank connections and
Absolutely. I
okay.
think I've got 2 or 3 banks connected to it.
Okay, I'll try that. Yeah, because I thought for a moment maybe I should go back to Binance US and just do the trade. Just convert this into a stable coin, then put it back in my wallet, and then go into Coinbase. But it just seemed kind of complicated. But that's a good idea. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think it never hurts to have more than one exchange, more than one connection to your bank.
Hmm.
So I've got Coinbase as well with one bank, and I think Kraken with at least two banks. Just to have some options in case one locks up or goes haywire one week, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So absolutely, it
yeah,
looks
I'm
like
all,
William. Oh, he was here. Now he's gone. Okay.
I'm also testing out a new. It's like a copy trading platform. So it's working good so far, but I want to do it for a few more weeks before I share it, just to kind of make sure it kind of works as advertised. It's basically
Oh,
it's like a forex kind of trading platform, but they do other stuff too. And it just has like this list of different traders, and you can just basically you copy them, and they can set their own like fees. Like this one takes 20% of the profits, this one takes 50% of the profits. So
yeah.
it's
We've
just
looked at one before where you subscribe to the trader for like $20, $25 a
yeah.
month to trial their
This one they
strategy.
just take a percentage of the profits they create. But
Okay, and
if
that's
they
okay too.
lose, then you lose. You know what I mean? Like you're copying their trade. So if they go down, you're going down with them. You're
Right,
copying it.
but at least they're not making any money if they go down, right?
Yeah, they'll get a
Yeah.
percentage of the profit. And then also,
Okay.
there's like a high water mark where they have to. Let's say they lost money, they'd have to recover that money before they could get a share of the profit. So,
That's good. That's good. Do you want me to put that on the calendar for December
but
to talk about?
yeah, maybe in like a month we can do that. Like, let me test it out, and then once it kind of proves to work as advertised, then we can kind of promote it. I like to vet stuff a little longer to make sure it's working good.
What is their website?
I think he wants. I don't know. Do you want to share it yet, or you want to make sure it's working?
That one I want to wait on, but you can check.
Okay.
You can go to the one I put in the chat, the dailyprofitdave.com. That has like all my stuff that I vetted. That's good. You can kind of check it out there.
Yeah. Take advantage of what. Just like we were going to take advantage of what Lino's learned. Could take advantage of what Dave's learned on his site.
Yeah,
And that
dailyprofitdave.com.
before I forget, going forward next year, I'm thinking maybe moving these Zoom meetings up to 9 o'clock instead of 10 o'clock. Do you guys have any feedback? Would that be good or bad or indifferent? Any thoughts?
I'll just be half asleep, but that's okay. No, I'm just fine.
It's all the same to me. It just depends on my kids' soccer schedule.
Okay. Darn soccer. All right. Um, okay. If you have any thoughts, throw them in chat or shoot me an email or whatever. But I think we might try that just to get started, get the rest of our day a little more time after
Yep.
our meeting kind of thing.
Got it.
So that was the thought process. Okay. Anybody else we missed? See, we got Lewis, Mike. Yeah. So glad to have you guys join us. We, haven't seen Lewis in a while and all good. So any last minute thoughts or questions, guys? Brandon,
Anyone know of any automatic traders like trading bots, whatever they call them, auto traders,
yeah, I'll put a link for one of those here in
AI
in the
bots?
chat. Yeah. I've been using one of those. Give me a second to do that. Brandon, you want to jump in? I don't know if you couldn't talk earlier, if you want to throw something in chat. Just want to make sure I get everybody covered.
I don't know if Dave's talking. You're muted.
Sorry. I dropped the link in the chat for if you want to go directly to the Daily Profit VIP, that private investment club. It's on my website as well. But if you just want to go straight there, I dropped the link in the chat for the Daily Profit VIP, the private investment club. That's set up as an LLC here in the United States. So when you join, you actually become a member of the LLC. So, unlike those shady ones where they could, you don't know who's running it, there's no accountability. The CEO of the company actually lives here in Fresno. His name's Jeff Crane. He lives over in Harlan Ranch in Clovis, technically. So he's a local accountable, guy. He's it's kind of like a Christian-based fund, actually. The two owners are really super religious, and they kind of founded it as like their Christian mission to kind of like help people stop getting ripped off all the time, basically.
Do they have any kind of insurance? Like I know in some places you're insured up to some amount, right, of the investment?
Not currently. Once we hit a certain amount of assets under management, then you have to kind of change the structure of the organization. Right now it's there's no it's not insured, it's not FDIC or anything like that. No, it's just a private club.
Okay. And I have a question for the group. I used to do people are people using iTrust Capital? I haven't been following that also for a while, but I know that you can do your traditional IRA and also your Roth IRAs through them, and they have a number of cryptocurrencies that you can pick, and also gold and silver and other stuff. Has anyone had?
I have one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they switched the people who maintain their coins recently. So that's why I was asking, because every time that happens, people get kind of nervous, right? They have a new company.
I didn't realize that, but yeah, I rolled over the max that I could for my regular 401k, which I hate. So yeah,
you can start a 401k with almost any stock exchange place. Like I use Schwab. I have like an IRA and a Roth IRA, and then you can just buy the Bitcoin ETFs. You can buy whatever that way, and that way you have the backing of the exchange that you're on. They're the big banks. They're pretty safe.
So now that you can, if you have an IRA, right, be traditional or Roth, you can actually buy the Bitcoin ETF as part of that. Because
I used to have Merrill Lynch, but they wouldn't let me buy the crypto ETFs and stuff. So I was like, all right, I'm moving all my money to another one that will let me. Some won't. There are some that are kind of conservative that won't let you buy those, but most of them, all the major ones, you can just buy those easily.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Luis, are you in your camper?
Sorry, what do you say?
Luis, what are you? Yeah. Are you in your camper?
Yeah. Well, it's in the side of my house. I just come here to have anybody make noise. But yeah, I
funny. After this meeting, I'm going in a camper. I'm going camping, so that's funny.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Yeah, we bought one. I retired 6 years ago, and we bought one. And now my wife and I are like all over the place, and
nice.
And just come here to make sure that the kids don't destroy the house.
Cool.
Hey, Brad, you'll like this actually. The EasyBot has like its own smartphone app.
Yeah.
The app runs on the platform Business Glue, which is the same one that we use for Daily Profit VIP. And the guy that runs Business Glue, he has these like trading algorithms. So he's going to start trading for us. So he's like the guy that runs Business Glue, that runs EasyBot's website or like their smartphone app. Like he runs all these smartphone apps for all these different big network marketing things.
Business Glue is awesome.
Yeah, so that guy that runs that is he's like our chief technology officer, and he's going to trade for us too. He trains traders. So he has this like proprietary like trading algorithm stuff that does like 800 different trading signals, and he uses that to trade with. So he's going to start trading for us, I think, this week coming up. So I'm looking. I want to like get those profits up, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, that's cool. No, I when I saw that app, I think I actually used it with a different network marketing thing.
Yeah,
and it's like this
on there.
That app is just very cool. So anyway,
yeah, it's solid.
All right. Good deal. Okay, I didn't see anything from Brandon, but hopefully we can catch you next time, get a little more. For those of you that are in the Fresno Clovis area, what is it, 2 weeks from tomorrow, we'll be back at me and Ed's on this, I think it's the 17th. So it's kind of like the week before all the Thanksgiving madness starts. I wanted to try to avoid that on the calendar because who knows where all of us are going to be with our friends and family, that kind of thing. And then we'll kind of do the same thing to avoid the Christmas holiday madness. And then January, we'll get back to regular scheduled programming. So if you guys have any topics you want to talk about, reach out, let me know, put them in the comments of the event page, or shoot me an email, that kind of thing, and we will go from there. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thanks,
Okay.
everybody.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.